Hey everybody, I'm Adam here from BoLS, and I'm back with another quick unboxing. And today we are taking a look at the new wave of Star Wars Armada products. We have the new Galactic Republic ships and the new Separatist ships over here. I am excited to take a look at these ships. They are looking pretty cool. If you're a fan of the Clone Wars era stuff, here you go. Let's get in here. We're going to kick it off with the Republic ships first, only because I know there's a massive glare. I'm going to move the Venator class here to the side. We're going to focus on the Pelta class frigate real fast, and we do have, just for scale purposes, we got a Victory and the other Pelta, so we can kind of see how this ship kind of lines up. So that said, I'm going to pop the box and we'll get started. Straightforward. We've got the ship, obviously. The new Pelta class. We'll set that to the side. Got all the fancy plastic and cardboard, and the extras, which of course we've got the base for the ship. We've got with the dials and the pegs and the stand for you. We've got the component list here. Which, just open this up. Nothing too crazy. There you go. Pretty standard stuff from FFG. And we have all the cards and tokens and everything you need for the ship as well. I'm going to go through this real quick. We'll go through the cards here in a second. There's quite a few. Not a ton, but there's enough of them. But here's the ship's card, tokens, and then flip this over, and you can see the dials and whatnot. So one of the things I do want to take a look at quickly is the actual ship. Again, this is the old Pelta class. Well, different version of the Pelta. And if you notice, the big thing there is the retracted thing. So I don't think that these open. And if they do open, I feel like I'm going to break them if I pull any harder. So I don't think that these open at all. I'm tugging pretty good. So I'm pretty sure that those are actually part of the model. They don't move. Or maybe they do, and you just really got to break the paint seal. But just to compare it again, that is the Victory class compared to the Pelta. So I know that this is way more firepower typically. It's just the size comparison, folks. That's all I'm going for here. Here are the two ship options for you. You have the Pelta class transport frigate and the Pelta class medical frigate. You can see the upgrade options there on the side. The medical frigate is 49 points. The transport is 45 points base. We flip it over, and you can see the stats. So there you have it. It's a frigate. And finally, here are all of the upgrade cards. I'm not going to read them, but feel free to pause the screen here and take a look at all of them. They're also available on the FFG website. As you can see, there's a couple of named ships there. There's two different admirals you can have. There's a couple of different crew there as well. Clone Captain Silver and Ida Gallia. Yep. And then also Mercy Mission. So, ta-da! That is the contents of the Pelta class frigate for the Galactic Republic. Let's dive into the Venator class Star Destroyer next. Okay, box is popped. We've got the ship, obviously. I'm going to set this to the side for a second. There's more stuff in here. We've got the base and stand and all that fun stuff. Excuse me. We've got the cardboard cards. This is actually sealed. I'm going to leave it sealed. We'll show those off here in a second. We've got more cards. We've got the content list as well, with some additional new rules to check out there. You want to, again, pause and read those. I'm not going to go over all of them, but they are included in the box. And there you go. And now for the ship. Okay. She does like this double plastic thing, which is actually kind of handy for storage later. But anyway, popping off the ship here. Dun-da-da. Slide this to the side. Now then. Cool. We've seen other scale models of this ship before. I do want to stick the Victory class next to it, just to give you guys an idea. And then I also, just for completeness sake, I'm going to slide this way actually, and then put a Imperial Star Destroyer next to it as well. And you can kind of see the size differences there. They are definitely, it does feel like they're in the same family for obvious reasons, but generationally different, obviously. I gotta say too, in terms of the paint job on this model, it's fantastic. And I didn't really mention this with the Pelta, but also really cool. The line work on these models is just really impressive. So let's take a closer look at the ship in particular and the different line work. I like that it's kind of like a dagger. It reminds me of that. But you can see the details on it. Really well done. I know and the engines are painted blue, in case you were wondering. So, yeah, I know that hobbyist fans will probably want to maybe do repaints or whatever, but just right out of the box, it's got a cool paint job. It's a little dingy, a little scrappy looking, like it's been through some scraps. But again, lots of line work detail all over the ship. Just looks really cool. So would be at home on any shelf collection, or on the tabletop with Armada, which is what you should be playing. And here's the cardboard tokens. Actually, this should be like that. You can get a better idea of the firing angles, firing quadrants on the ship there. Again, it's more firepower, obviously, than the Pelta for the Galactic Republic. This is kind of a gunboat in ways, being a Star Destroyer. Kind of what you need it to do, blow stuff up, and then more guns there. So yeah, definitely if you catch them in the front arc, or a front and side arc preferably, you get a lot of dice on those attacks. So those are the two sides to the ship. Let's take a look at those cards. The ship comes as the Venator 2 or 1, depending on which option you want to go with there. The Venator 1 is 90 points, the 2 is 100 points, and you can see the upgrades there on the sides. Go ahead and flip these cards over, and we can take a look at the ships themselves. The 1 on the right again, and versus the 2 on the left. The 2 looks like it does have a little bit more firepower. Definitely different ranges of different types of dice among the two. Shield-wise, they look the same. Maneuver-wise, they look the same too down here. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. This one does have a little bit more squadron, about by 2 points actually. So slightly different. Again, different jobs depending on what you need to do. We also have the rest of the upgrades, and let's tackle those next. So this one had quite a few other upgrades. I wanted to focus real fast on the named ship versions. We have the Triumphant, the Tranquility, and the Resolute. And again, different options there. Respectively 5 points, 3 points, and 6 points for the upgrades there. The Resolute also changes a few things as well. But those are the special ships. If you want to do the unique named ships in your Armada, there you go. So here's a couple of the commanders and crew you can take. These are all included in the box as well. So you can see here, Clone Wolf Commander Wolf. We got Ahsoka Tano. We've got Luminaria Unduli. We got Flo Hoon. We've got Barris Ophi. I hope I said that right. Ophi. I'm probably butchering all these names. I really only recognize a couple of them that aren't from TV shows or canon or whatever. But yeah, there you go. If you want to take these upgrades, if you want to read them, pause the screen, take a look. But yeah. And these are the final 5 upgrades. You do get 2 copies of the heavy turbo lasers, 2 copies of the thermal shields, and 2 copies of the flat guns. For different stuff if you wanted to spread those out a little bit. We also have Hot Landing and the SPHAT, which is fat. I don't know if you read that as one word or whatever, but there you have it. Those are the upgrades. That's everything included in the Venator class Star Destroyer expansion pack from FFG. So that's going to be it for the Galactic Republic. Now let's take a look at the Separatist ships. First up is the Invisible Hand, and I'm just going to go ahead and pop this one as looking at it here, back of the box, obviously, and let's see what's inside. I ripped the box already. Whoops. It's alright, because it's probably not going back in there. So, there's the ship. Here's the contents. And let's see here. We'll go over the ship a little bit closer in a moment. We've got, again, the stand and the pegs and everything for the dials. We've got the actual card here for you. Just to give you an idea of the firing angles and whatnot. It's pretty straightforward looking angles on this ship. There's the other version. Same deal, dials and everything. So, cool. And we've got the little handout here for you. There you go. For the component list. Some additional rules. This covers squadron keywords, large size class, size restricted upgrade cards and things like that. And then we'll go through all these cards here in a moment. But now let's open up that chip box. Here we have the Invisible Hand. Again, great looking chip, very sleek, very. I mean, it's not really. Is it aerodynamic? I get kind of. I mean, it's in space. There's not really. Don't worry about that too much. But it does look cool. There's a kind of a profile shot for you. I'm gonna grab the thing down here so you can kind of see. Pretty cool paint job. I like it's not just like two colors. They have different grays on there as well. The line works pretty nice. There's some accent colors there. Yeah, it looks good. Underbelly's also painted. That's pretty nice. And then just as a quick size comparison again, we're going to zoom out a little bit to show this off. There's the ship. There's the Imperial Star Destroyer, just as a comparison. And the engines are painted yellow. I know everybody likes to see those. And then the Victory class. I'm going to slide this over. Da-da-da. And then the Victory. So just to give you a quick size comparison there. Very sleek, not very wide ship, but very long. Very cool looking. I like that it's got the thing up top here too. Probably the bridge. Don't shoot that part. It's important. Actually, if I were them, I'd put the bridge. I don't know. Actually, I'm not a ship designer. I need to think about that one. But yeah, that's the ship. Let's take a look at the cards. So the Invisible Hand is actually a Providence class carrier, as you can see here, or Dreadnought, depending on which version you want to run. It has a title card here, which we'll check out in a moment. But let's take a look at the two different versions of this ship that you can use before we add the title cards. And yeah, both of them pack pretty good punch all around. Definitely want to get stuff in that front side arc. I think the side arc actually packs more of a punch than the front, but the front has more shields. So maneuvering, that's the name of the game, right? So there you have them. Those are the two different versions, the carrier versus the Dreadnought. Obviously, I don't know why the carrier doesn't have more squadron points, considering it's a carrier, but they're the same in that regard. Just very different dice profiles. Well, not very different, but different dice profiles give you different options there. Here are the three different ship title cards. Again, I'm not going to run through these, but you can pause the screen and read them if you like. There's the Invisible Hand, and every time I hear that, I always think of economy for some reason, but that's a whole other issue. Anyway, we've got the Lucid Voice, the Invisible Hand, and the Invincible for your ship titles. Here are the commanders and crew that you can take with the ship. We've got Tiki's, TI-99, Admiral Trench, and of course, General Grievous himself. This is his ship after all, right? But yeah, different upgrade points for each, and they all do different things. Again, pause the screen, take a look at them. But there you have the crew upgrades. Next up, we'll take a look at the rest of the upgrade cards. There are a total of 7 other upgrades that you can get with the ship. You get 2 copies of the thermal shields, 2 copies of the point defense ion cannons, and then you also have the B-2 rocket troopers, hot landing, and of course Jedi hostage. And they all do different things and take up different respective upgrade slots. But there you have it. Finally, we have the Recusant class destroyer expansion pack here, again for the Separatist faction. Let's get in here. So try to be more careful with the box so I don't tear the corner again. But this is everything inside. There's the ship and all the contents here. Come out from this Star Field pattern box. What do we got? Alright, I'm going to move the ship to the side because I know it's got a glare going on. Stand. We've seen this now a couple of times. No shock there. We've got the contents list sheet here. Some additional rules. Just talking about large size class ships and whatnot. We have some funky firing arcs here. So it's going to be faced that way. So you can kind of see, while the front does pack quite a punch, the sides are very broad. So keep that in mind. But it does have a pretty flat front firing arc from a certain point of view. Flipping this over, here's the other one. Same deal. More cards, tokens, whatnot. Okay. So, and we've got the cards, which we'll go out over after we tackle the ship. So before I pull this out of this plastic, I just want to show this real quick. It is very thin right in here. Now it's hard plastic, but man, just be careful. It'll slide out if you are gentle with it. So don't yank on that like you might do with other ships and possibly snap the middle there. But let's take a closer look at the ship here, and it has got some spindly bits there at the back, but beautiful paint job. I really like it. I like the color scheme too of the Separatist. I gotta give them props. I like the blue and the grays. I think it looks really slick, and with the little yellow lights and stuff like that, it's a nice touch. Underside's also painted, which of course, and then the engines are kind of painted yellow. They're actually a little hard to see there on the screen, but they are painted. And yeah, great looking ship. Let's do a quick size comparison here. So Victory class, Imperial, just as comparison points. Very narrow there in the middle. That's like a weak spot, I think. I hope it's got some shields around that spot. But yeah, size comparison, it's a little bit longer than the Victory and much, much thinner than both. So very nice model though. I like it. Ship comes with two different options, of course, like all the other ones. We've got the Light Destroyer version and the Support Destroyer version with upgrade options on the side. The Light Destroyer is 85 points versus the 90-point Support Destroyer. And here are the stats on the different ships, their respective stats. Maneuvering-wise, pretty similar. Weapon-wise, again, that front arc's packing quite a few dice. Very different loadouts. A lot of red dice, which, you know, hey, there you go. Get some hits. But yeah, overall, not too shabby for the point cost and for that really cool model. Let's tackle the ship titles. Alright, we've got the Gilded Aegis, we've got the Nova Defiant, and the Patriot Fist, which it's a interesting choice of names there. But yeah, there you go. Do different things. Obviously, the Nova Defiant has a couple of command changes there for you, but they all do different things depending on what you need for your Armada, which is always handy for options for building stuff. Next up, the crew. There you have the two commanders on the right and the crew on the left. We have Shumai, Paso Argente, we've got Sandhill, we've got TF7 or 1726 or 1726, and we've got Martuk. I'm not sure. No, I'm saying that one wrong. Anyway, different options, again, different upgrade paths that you can take for your fleet. And in terms of upgrade cards, we've seen these all from the previous ones, but there you have them again. We got the 2 copies of the Heavy Turbo Laser, 2 copies of the B2 Rocket Troopers, and 2 copies of Flak Guns. And that is everything in the Reclusant class destroyer. I keep wanting to say it's Recusant, not Reclusant. Whatever. I feel like it's missing an L, but maybe that's just me. Well, there you have it, folks. That was the latest wave for Star Wars Armada, featuring the ships of the Galactic Republic and the Separatist Armada there. Pretty cool ships all around. Love the paint jobs on all of these. I think these are some great additions to their respective factions and to the game in general. I look forward to seeing more from this game in the future. I'm Adam here from BoLS. Thanks so much for watching. Click to subscribe. Check out more videos. And thanks for watching.